Welcome back to the Ball Street Journal. We got another huge week in college football, bunch of good SEC games, a holy war, and a nice Friday night matchup. Another week in the NFL to go over, and we're starting to get into our preseason AP basketball rankings. Let me swing it over to Clova.
Yes, sir. I'm very excited for this episode in particular with us talking about basketball finally. Football, it will take a back seat for me, but we can talk about that later. So let's just talk.
And Chris Davis takes it in the back of the end zone. He'll run it out to the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game.
Damn, I hate being sober. I'm a smoker. Afraid I won't drink until I want Molly water. But we can't spell sober. Ball I roll up when we roll up. 'Cause I can't spell sober.
Another week of drama in college football. We touched on it a little bit last week. Penn State coach James Franklin, he is now officially gone. $48 million buyout, which is actually insane. And this opens up what some consider a premier spot in college football.
Yeah, I think it'll be very interesting to see who they end up getting because there's just so many jobs that I think are going to be available. So who's going to be able to actually end up going where? I think Florida will probably get available as well. Don't you?
Florida, maybe Arkansas, maybe Clemson. We touched on all three of those before, but those
I think
are all,
Arkansas already is.
yeah, them and Oklahoma State already is as well, right?
Yeah,
Which this
Virginia
this
Tech.
kind of sucks for Oklahoma State and Virginia Tech because these would have been pretty good jobs most other years, probably a top 5 job at least. And now you got all these big schools losing coaches because their expectations are so high, they're spending so much money on their players and not performing. And so
I would just try to poach some mid-major, some up-and-coming mid-major guy.
the next Kurt Signetti,
Next Matt Campbell.
which I assume Kurt Signetti will be receiving a ton of phone calls. I don't think he'll even accept any of them unless it's a crazy payday.
Well, I saw this TikTok where all the top coaches in football are under the same agent. So what's going to happen is he's going to float out like three or four names that could be interested in the Penn State job. They'll all get raises. Then boom, he's gonna another guy that he has from out of nowhere will be the Penn State coach.
I like that. I like that a lot actually.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, and Signetti's one of his guys, so Signetti will probably get like
floated,
linked, and then four or five more $1 million.
And two of those guys that I think could be maybe one of those guys out of nowhere is bottom of our graphic, Clark Lea at Vanderbilt and Eric Morris at North Texas. I think Eric Morris might be the top target for a lot of schools, considering what he's done with different quarterbacks.
Yeah. Also, like one that we don't have pictured, Alex Golish from South Florida. He's got it.
Yeah.
He's got to be somewhere. And maybe not here, just because that might not be his fit. Maybe he wants a more southern job or something. I don't know.
I could see him going to Florida.
Yeah, that'd be sick. But yeah, he's definitely going to take a job as well.
Yeah. And
I actually think Matt Rule will probably stay.
The only thing about Matt Rule is he's such a Penn State guy. And I think otherwise he wouldn't be linked to him because he has the same exact problems as James Franklin. If I was a Penn State fan, I wouldn't want him at all.
Yeah, I don't think that it'll happen. I don't think they'll fit.
But it'll be very interesting to see.
Just because, like you said, he's just like James Franklin.
He doesn't win the big games. He can.
Yeah.
He might go 11-1 at Nebraska this year, without winning a big game. He lost to Michigan. And
yeah, they don't move me at all. And they probably never will.
And I hate that they're gonna just climb the ranks like crazy. absolutely.
I think they'll slip. I think they'll slip up. They'll play with fire, slip up.
Next on a little bit of NFL drama after the college drama. After the end of the Chiefs game, Brian Branch open palm punch Juju Smith-Schuster. I mean, this guy's just a complete thug. He's had problems in the past. He's
I
an
love
aggressive
him.
player. I mean, he's a DPI merchant. Him and Kirby Joseph, they're both DPI merchants. But he is damn good. He is a damn good player. And it sucks for the Lions that he's suspended a full game.
Do you know who they play this weekend?
Um,
They
I do
can't lose another game. That'd be huge.
no, yeah.
But they play the Buccaneers because
Oh
I
yeah,
have Bucky. And
but I mean,
yeah,
have
that's going to be a tough game. So
except
to
yeah,
have him out.
but the Bucks have a lot of guys out.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want him. I wouldn't want my safety out against Baker.
No.
I mean, yeah, he crashed out at the end of that game. That was nuts. You got to have a couple of those guys on your defense, though, in my opinion.
a bunch of crash out thugs.
Like if that was a Chiefs player that crashed out and did that to a Lions receiver, you would be like the title would be like whatever defender or like tone setter. You would love that. I would love that.
Maybe if we lost, but
Yeah, I mean it's always better when you win. So
yeah,
I get that
and it's
too.
better being on this side of it too.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh,
I think that the worst that's going to happen though is like you said that he's going to miss the game.
Yeah,
And that's going to fuck over their team. So I doubt he'll ever do that again.
yeah, and Dan Campbell's gonna set the tone with them. I'm sure.
Oh
did
yeah,
as soon as they got to the
he was
locker room.
pissed. He was pissed.
In the presser.
Yeah, he's like, we don't tolerate that here. I was like, oh shit.
But
I kind of wondered what they'd do, or if they would just be like, whatever, who cares?
yeah, let's move back to college football. John Mateer back already, and he looked bad.
Yeah,
I would like to say I called this earlier in the season that when people have high expectations, they get hurt and come back. It just never lives up to it. It's a weird thing, but it's an injury. Injuries come back to bite. You predicted last week that Texas would absolutely roll this game, and they did. Their offense wasn't great, but like
it was good enough.
Oklahoma didn't score a touchdown and didn't score in the second half, which is crazy.
Yeah, that was kind of the Texas defense that I expected to see all year. Not the one that lost at Florida, but they definitely got up for this game. Like you could tell that Sark had them ready to play. I think they're going to continue to get better. Low key might be a little bit of a threat to win the SEC. I'm not going to lie, just because they have that one loss in the SEC, so they're still definitely alive.
Yeah,
Arch needs to take a step up still, though, like for sure.
Yeah, it'll just mostly depend on going on the road. Road games are just tough in the SEC. The crowds are huge. I mean, like Florida's not a great team, but they have 100,000+ in the crowd screaming at you at night.
Florida.
Like, what are you gonna do? It's a swamp. It's
going
toxic.
to Florida or
SEC.
at Florida or Florida at home is such a different.
Yeah,
such a different.
It's two completely different games. Texas wins at home.
Oh yeah.
But on the road they looked horrible. And then our last thing for last week's news, AP rankings for basketball came out. What are your initial thoughts on this?
I would say that I don't think Florida's going to be that good. I'm just going to say that right now. I don't think that UConn's going to be that good, and I don't think that Texas Tech, or Michigan, or BYU. So I don't agree with a lot of the top 10.
I think I'm more on the bottom that I don't agree with. I don't think Wisconsin or
I
Michigan
mean, those are
State.
just so hard to pick.
Yeah, and then also like Illinois almost. I don't know what to expect from them. I had really high expectations last year, but losing Jackie Jonas is crazy.
And Will Riley. They have so many
Yeah,
like of those, so many Europeans. Is what it is.
and that he transferred to Michigan, the
Mraz
center.
Johnson.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was
but
good
yeah,
too.
I agree with Michigan. With you on Michigan, Michigan could be a really good team, but like beginning the year this high is kind of crazy considering it's a different team. It's a
I
whole new
think it's
team.
kind of Purdue and Houston and everyone
Yeah,
else. Maybe Duke. Duke could definitely be in there as well.
Duke has a lot of
And
raw talent.
Duke and Kentucky.
Yeah,
I think Kentucky will be really. They're going to be really deep and really good, as
um,
well as but like no one else. I think this year is kind of wide open.
yeah. I could see Florida. I think Florida's going to be pretty similar to last year, where they just try and completely outscore every team they play. Same with Alabama.
I just think that they're not going to have it. They're not going to find another Walter Clayton.
I
Like
mean, yeah,
I think I think this pains me to say, but I just want it out there so I can have this take. Xavier Lee is overrated and he will not be good this year. It's out there now and I have to live with the take. But it's going to be him or Boogie Flan that doesn't live up to expectations.
yeah. I could see that. I can see him doing good too. It's just so hard to tell coming from Princeton.
Yeah,
Like
it's going to
it's
be
just a
literally
whole.
completely different game.
He transferred into the best conference in basketball last year. Who knows if they will be again? Um, but and he's trying to replace Walter Clayton. Like they went and got him his senior year instead of getting a degree at Princeton. They're paying him the money to come and try and be their Walter Clayton replacement, and that's a very high expectations to set on someone.
I just think between him and Boogie Flan, they're so short.
Yeah,
Like
and what
last
and
year, they
Boogie
had Elijah Martin and Richard. They were both at least like 6'5".
and and Boogie Fland only played like in a few games last year. It's so hard to tell. And in the games he played, he didn't look he looked good, but he looked like as such he needed it to be revolved around him, and without he couldn't play off the ball, which is could be a problem.
Yeah, I mean they still got that Ha or whatever and Condon.
Condon.
So that'll be, I mean, fucking that scary as it was last year, because
Yeah,
that they
there
can
were.
just start all that or have all that size out there.
Mm-hmm. Other than
But I
that,
mean, the main thing I took away from that is I'm so fucking ready to watch college basketball.
yeah,
That was the main thing I took away.
yeah,
From that.
and for me, I hope Mizzou has an absolute chip on their shoulder, not being ranked. Could be one of the tallest teams in basketball this year, size all across the board. But yeah, I hope they start out hot. Got a few big games early, a few big non-con
Yeah,
games.
so does Iowa State. I'm super excited. We're gonna
Yeah.
be thrown right in the fire.
I think 19 days till we start. Can't wait. I absolutely cannot wait. John Rothstein tweets it every morning. Every morning, how many days we got left? Oh, I see that tweet every single day. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's 19 days.
But what we got going on, college football this week. Starting off, Louisville at number 2, Miami. Miami's favored by 13.5. And this game is happening on a Friday night. I completely expect Miami to roll. They haven't shown me anything on why they wouldn't be able to. Louisville's looked decent this year. But just Miami's just a different beast in the ACC.
I think honestly, you're right. Miami has been a different beast all year, so that's probably just gonna swing me just in that. That I think they are like, it's them and Ohio, just them and Ohio State. Because then, like, I mean, you get 2 touchdowns, you win.
Yeah.
They could easily even be in this game with Louisville through 3 quarters and then just pull away and still cover,
Mhm.
which I think will probably be what happens. Like, first quarter scare, might be tied, they might be down 7 even, but over the course of the full game, they're just going to be the better team, pull away, and
Yeah.
probably win by 21.
The thing with
28.
this with Miami and Ohio State and even Indiana is like I'm waiting on a bad game, like a horrific game from all of them. Like just because like these are college kids, like they're due to underperform at least one time this year, and it's just not happening week after week, which swings me more on them week after week.
I don't think it's going to ever happen for Ohio State.
Yeah, I mean,
Those
but
dudes are soldiers.
then again, like you didn't think that last year, and then Michigan happens, and like the whole world was shocked. The Oregon game, that was like Will Howard screwing up, whatever. But like the Michigan, like in Columbus.
I call it. No, I'm just kidding. No, I didn't.
Okay, let's move on over to the SEC. We got number 10 LSU at number 17 Vanderbilt, and this is a prove-it game, I'd say, for both teams. Vanderbilt's favored by 2.5. But how good is Diego Pavia going to be against this stacked LSU defense?
To me, this is one of those games where, like, the new playoff just so fire because this game is so important. Like, if this was the old regime, old era, this would be a good game. But both teams already have one loss. It would be like whatever.
Yeah, like neither of these teams would probably make it.
Yeah, no, these teams, two teams would still need a miracle. Yeah, but this is like the winner of this game has a huge foot forward for the rest of the year in the playoffs. Like you said, I'm just going to be on LSU personally. LSU plus 2.5 is like I should have put that as one of my best bets, just because I'm an LSU truther year in year out, and I think their offense has to look good at some point.
Yeah,
Vandy's defense is like they're good, sure, but it's still Vandy. I need to see it. I'm always going to need to see it with them until I see it enough. And that is not this weekend. I'll be taking LSU.
I completely agree, and I think I'll just even do LSU money line.
Oh yeah,
I hate taking the 2.5. I might as well just take the money line, get it a plus value.
I agree.
But yeah, Diego Pavia really hasn't showed me that much this year, especially for how much I've seen him, which that could be negatively contributing to how I think about him because the more I see someone on social media, the better they need to do in my eyes.
The more I see it, the less I like it.
Yeah, and I've seen too much, especially this whole new thing with this Johnny Manziel being his mentor.
Bro, why you want that as your mentor?
Yeah, it's just trying.
You literally saw how that worked out.
Yeah, I mean,
like what the fuck is your goal? Next Netflix documentary in 10 years?
The only thing they had in common is that they both had their biggest college game against an Alabama team. That's it.
Yeah, but Johnny Manziel's was against the number 1 team. Diego Pavia's, they were like 8-4, dude. Congrats. You won a game against an 8-4 team at home. Congrats.
Yeah.
Congrats, dude.
But yeah,
was a quarterback first rounder? No, he was third round quarterback. Like,
I need to get that guy off my screen.
Yeah. LSU defense.
Humble
him.
LSU money line. Let's move on.
This is a very Brian Kelly game to lose, though. That's the last thing I would say.
A top 10 matchup, the only one of the week. Number 5, Ole Miss at number 9, Georgia. Georgia favored by 6.5. And I'm losing a lot of faith on this Ole Miss team after last week, which, I mean, it's not good to judge a team off one game, but like Washington State, come on. You can't blow out Washington State. You've been blowing out every other team. And then this week you got to go into Georgia.
To pardon my take. and they had Lane Kiffin on. This was probably like 2 weeks ago, and he was saying how they had a bye week before this week, so they were doing install of Georgia but not of Washington State, and I don't think that defends them from
Washington State.
from barely beating them, because that was embarrassing. But at the same time, I think they just had zero respect for Washington State.
Yeah.
Like at all. I don't think they were ever concerned. And I think that every single person in that locker room looked ahead. It was the most look ahead spot of the year for them, probably. That being said, I still think
Especially with the
Georgia's going to
loss.
win.
Yeah. I mean, two great
But
coaches.
I will be taking Ole Miss plus 6.5.
Two great coaches. I think Kirby Smart might have the edge.
And Ole Miss won last
He's
year.
just a winner. Yeah.
This game.
And Georgia's just going to be so hungry. They've already got a loss, and then they get it at home. I think it's a no-brainer to take that Georgia's going to win, but like you said, 6.5 is a lot of points, especially for a Georgia team that didn't beat Auburn that badly.
I just feel like that line is so heavily influenced on the fact of how bad Ole Miss looked.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like
that ended up being a home game.
Yeah, but I feel like it would be like 4.5, 3.5.
Yeah,
6.5 is just a lot.
Ole Miss is the number 5 team in the country.
They have a good defense too, so I think it will be close throughout. 6.5 is good enough for me. I would take that. Maybe I'll pair it with
an even bigger spread for a similar situation. Number 11 Tennessee at number 6 Bama. Bama favored by 9.5, which I think Bama's going to win. But I love Tennessee minus 9 or plus 9.5 just because they score the ball so easily. Like, look what they did to Georgia's defense. They just score.
Yeah, I'll be on Tennessee plus 9.5. I agree with all that. I think that's way too many points. I just I don't think barely any teams should be plus 9.5 against Tennessee. Like that's a good team. Maybe so you're gonna tell how is Miami only 4-point more favored against Louisville? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. And this Tennessee team has they've looked good. I mean, they're one kick away from being
good enough,
undefeated. And I think I've
looked at both. Win.
I've looked at both their schedules, Alabama and Tennessee's. They both have some pretty big games left, but most of their big games they have are at home. So I'm going to go ahead and say the winner of this is certified in the playoffs. And that's not to say that the loser can't still get a bid pretty easily.
Yeah, it's just getting yourself a huge win this point of the year. You always want those. I think it'll be a close game throughout. Rivalry game. Going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, especially with Tennessee winning last year. This is very similar to the Ole Miss Georgia game looking back now.
I'll be on both of the plus sides. That I will.
And then the last game of the week, Holy War, number 23 Utah favored by 3.5 at BYU. I think this should be a really good game. All rivalry games usually are.
This is a hateful game.
Yeah, the crowd. This might be the most hostile crowd out of all those games we talked about. Despite having less people in the crowd.
Bunch of losers, respectfully.
Yeah. But yeah, I like Kyle Whittington and Utah's squad. That being said, minus 3.5, a whole field goal is crazy, but I'm gonna take that honestly.
I'm riding the power of the crowd, the home crowd, the home Mormon weirdo crowd. I was on Utah against Texas Tech, and they let me down so heavily. They just
Texas-
didn't look. They looked like an inferior program.
Texas Tech's just a whole other animal, though. I mean, they are the most proof out of any team in the country that if you got a checkbook big enough, you can have a team because they
BYU, though.
well, yeah, they got a lot of money too, but
No,
I
I'm
mean,
saying BYU is BYU at home at night is a different team as well.
yeah, that is true.
And you're gonna give me them at plus 3.5 and probably plus 130, 150, whatever. I'll be on them. With a freshman
Yeah.
quarterback, yeah, I'll be on them. Take me home,
That-
Bear.
that will be a very interesting game. And I think that's all we got for college. Let's move over to the NFL for the next week. Firstly, we go back across the pond. Rams minus 2.5 at the versus the Jags in Wembley. And I don't know if Puka's going to be playing or not. I've seen he's questionable. We saw him warm up on the sidelines, but the fact that he didn't go in after warming up last week is almost a worse sign for me than if he would have just stayed in the locker room and not tried.
I think he's gonna. This will be his 1 week that he misses.
And I'd like to say I predicted this as well. Specifically a leg injury earlier on the podcast. He's had such a bad history. And it's not big injuries. He just always has those little pesky injuries that keep him out a week or two, maybe 4 weeks. But
yeah, I play against him in fantasy this week in a 5v1 versus 5v1 matchup. So prayers up to Puka. Take a week off if you need.
stay in Cali.
healthy.
You don't
Yeah.
need to fly to DC
The
to
last
fly
thing-
across to London.
Yeah, that's the last thing you or your body needs at this point. So just take the week off.
It's 12
We'll get
hours
into this
flying
though,
each
but
way.
him missing this game is factoring in on who I pick.
Yeah.
A little sneak
Well,
peek.
and I mean the
Obviously.
Rams last week.
Breaking news, good player out. I'm on the other team.
Once he came out, the Rams kind of stalled. I mean, even Kyron Williams didn't look as great.
Yeah, he's so important for their team.
Just because you
he-
have to key in on him because they're looking for him every single play.
Yeah, he's 10 or 12 receptions for 150 yards that they're going to be looking to replicate if he's not there, which is just nuts.
I mean, but 2.5.
I think this is probably the best game that'll happen overseas all year.
Yeah. I honestly like the Jags. They've been looking good. And they played in London last week, did they? No, that was Steelers Browns.
No, that was Jets Broncos.
Jets Broncos. Okay.
That was just this last Sunday.
So yeah, both teams are going to be flying over. But Jags Jags are a home team in London.
Jags are
Whenever they play there every year. I would guarantee there's more fans there that are Jags fans. I like the Jags.
I would bet my entire heart on it.
Yeah.
If that's not what happens, then someone can take my heart off from my body.
Donor. Let's move on. Eagles minus 1.5 at the Vikings. There's rumors that JJ McCarthy might be back. He's been practicing a little bit. To me, this hurts the Vikings' chances at winning this game.
Is he back from being ass, or what's he back from?
I think he's back from faking his injury because
back from his maternity leave, potentially.
I mean, there's just no way you can tell me that he was actually hurt. There's no way you can convince me. The Vikings realized they got the worst quarterback out of the 5 picked in the first round last year, and they want to buy him another year.
I'll be on the Eagles minus 1.5 in this game for a lot of reasons. One of them being, if the Eagles can win this game, it proves to me that the Giants are a good football team. Just because of transitive property.
I'm gonna say the same thing for the Chiefs because I fully believe that the Chiefs with not even Rashee Rice, if they get back this year, but Xavier Worthy, after what I saw this last week versus the Lions would have beat the Eagles that we only barely lost to. So I'm thinking Eagles roll this week. And the Vikings have looked fraudulent. I also got to add that in.
Yeah, this is a chance for the Vikings to
Prove
prove it. Yeah, this is a huge prove it weekend. I'll be very excited to see this one. This is going to be a really good weekend of football. I cannot wait, low key.
Yeah. Third game we got Colts at Chargers. Chargers favored by 1.5. I would almost say this is another prove it game, because up to this point, people have been trying to prove that the Colts aren't actually good, and maybe they are, but maybe they are the Vikings of last year, which that's my take on them. That they might rattle off 12, 14 wins, but then come playoff time, you have a meltdown in the quarterback position, and look horrible.
Yeah, that might bring me a lot of happiness if that were to happen. Both of these teams have a little bit to prove it, honestly, because the Chargers started off this year hot, but they've kind of fizzled out as of recent. And with the way the Broncos are looking, they need to kind of keep stacking up these wins, especially a home game. So I think this will be another great game. A lot of close spreads this weekend. My main thing is Justin Herbert is just so much better than Daniel Jones.
Yeah. And the
So,
receiving core. The
they're
receiving
starting to
core
heat up a
that the
little bit.
Chargers have is really nice.
And the Colts defense is kind of shit, I think.
And I'm
They gave
making
up
this
27 points to Jacoby Brissett.
based off of the Broncos Colts game, where the Broncos should have won that game. The Colts
Oh,
won
absolutely.
fair, but the Broncos should have won. I'm basing that I'm gonna hammer Chargers -1.5. I think it's a play. It's a good play, and I just still don't have faith in the Colts. You can hate me for it. They've got a ton of wins, but I just still have no belief that this isn't a fraudulent team tricking me with their easy schedule.
I definitely don't hate you for it. I definitely kind of like that take because I think similarly. But that being said, like they could be real when this weekend starts to kind of change my mind because at that point they're 6-1.
Mm-hmm.
So
and their offense has the pieces. That is the
Yeah.
thing. Like Tyler Warren's really good. Jonathan Taylor really good. Their line really good.
really good, yeah. The receivers are good in a group. None of them really by themselves move me, but as a group, they're okay.
And like you said, their defense is meh at best, and that's doing them a huge solid.
Yeah, that's looking out for them by calling them solid. I don't even know if I would do that.
Our last NFL game we got, it's probably the two most polarizing teams we've seen this year. Falcons at 49ers. The Falcons have looked dominant in some games. They look damn good versus the Bills. They looked really good versus the Vikings. But then versus the Panthers, they looked like the worst team in the league.
That was I think I called that the most surprising result of the year.
And then the 49ers, it's just been all over the board for them. I don't got a read on them. They rely on McCaffrey like always. They've been.
You never know who's going to be
Brock
the
Purdy's been
quarterback.
out. Yeah. So it's just impossible to tell with them. So I really have no idea which direction this game is going. But after seeing the Falcons and Bijan just go crazy against the Bills, and Fred Warner being out, I feel like the Falcons +2.5 is a good bet. But I'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
I'll probably be on the 49ers just because if I know one thing, I'm not going to mess around with spread. Just give me money line. But if I know one thing, actually, you know what's true? Give me the spread. If I know one thing, it's that the Falcons are not a consistent football team.
No.
And what do I always say about cross country flights? They always have an effect. So that I think that will play into effect. I think Shanahan at home, I think they're going to win. Maybe even by a last-second field goal, but I think they're going to win.
Yeah, that game will be interesting. There's a lot of
It's going to be a lot of fun skill position.
A lot of games that just are going to be very. You don't know which way they're going to go this weekend, which I like because last weekend was good, but it wasn't the best NFL weekend we've had.
It was the worst.
Yeah.
I'll say right now, it was the worst weekend we've had football so far. But usually when that happens, we get rewarded. Yeah, we get rewarded with something better than we've ever seen before.
Yeah.
So I'm buckled and I'm ready to go.
Yeah. Well, and for us personally, it was a great week. It was a great week on both accounts.
It was a great week. NFL, yes. College. My football season ended. We lost. I was in Boulder. I got to see it. Personally, it was not fun. Got chirped by a bunch of people there. Boulder in itself is cool. College kids at Boulder are losers, and that was my main takeaway, is that the college kids are losers.
Yeah, I guess I had the same thing. Mizzou lost a close one on a game they should have won too.
Oh yeah, Iowa State should have won as well. I felt heartbroken.
Seeing that Marquise Johnson last play, it's just like I saw it probably 100 times on Twitter, and it just broke my heart every time. Him jumping up and down for the ball on a play where, like, he might be the fastest player in college football. He would have scored, or he would have gotten in field goal range at least.
He was pissed,
and that's the difference between the game right there. But I did go to the Tennessee game. That was an awesome game versus Arkansas. Close game, but Tennessee was in control the whole week, so that was good. And then my Chiefs beat up on the Lions pretty bad, so that was great.
Yeah, I mean, Jackson Dart announcing himself to the country as the next chosen one was pretty exciting, as well as Scat taking off his shirt. I love that.
Yeah. So let's go over to our plays for this upcoming weekend. No sweep last week, 4-0. I went 1-3, bad weekend, and now we are tied. We both 7-5 on the year. Still up units. Let's go. Kolva, you want to start us off on your picks?
Yes, sir. So I got Michigan State plus 27.5 against the Indiana Hoosiers. I think that we see it every year, every week. Honestly, you kind of alluded to it a little bit about how none of these teams have had letdown games. And I didn't even need an off game. I just think that 27 points is just too many. I think that this will be a look-ahead game, and the first half it's going to be close. And then from there, I just need – I'm not even asking for much. You guys can lose by 20 points. Yeah. I don't care. That's just fine by me. You guys can lose by 20 points. So I just think that's too many points, and I'm on the Spartans on that one. Second play, Bama, Tennessee, over 58.5. I think that's too little. I think that Tennessee and Georgia both score, I think it was 41-38. That would cruise that over. And I think Bama and Tennessee, I think Bama's offense is better than Georgia's was. So why would this have any reason to go under? I could see 40-35 in this one. Super easy as well.
I like that.
Move the NFL. Fly over to the pond. Over to Wembley. Jags plus 2.5. Essentially the home team plus money. They looked good this year. Looked like shit last weekend. Bounce back opportunity against the Rams without their best player. I'll take the Jags. And then last pick, we just talked about it, 49ers against the Falcons. I already kind of don't like that pick, but that's whatever. You're not going to sweep them all every weekend, but I did last weekend, and that was fucking awesome. I got ice in my veins.
Yeah, I love that. let's go over to my picks. Starting off, Georgia Tech money line. You can get this at plus odds. I love this. And when you get a team that's ranked higher in at plus odds, it feels like it's a trap. It's 100% a trap, and I'm falling for that trap. I'm falling for that trap and jumping farther into that trap. I think Georgia Tech is kind of at the point where this game
Is a
can
trap
show.
a trap if you know it's a trap?
That's the key. That's where I'm at right now. I love this line. I think Georgia Tech wins. I think it'll be a close game, but I think Georgia Tech wins. Next in college football, North Texas minus 5.5. They just came off a big loss to USF, but USF is really good and they score and they made that game, which the game was actually probably a 2-possession game. They made it like a 4 or 5 possession game.
It was a lot
just because
closer than what the score
than
was.
the score. They ran it up. And this North Texas team, they're not a second half team. It's what it comes down to. But they're playing a team that loves to run the ball. And so I think they can get out to a 2-touchdown lead in the first half at least, and then just hold that lead throughout the rest of the game. Moving over to the NFL, I got the Packers minus 5.5 versus the Cardinals. And it's mostly just because the Cardinals, I don't know what to expect. I don't know if Marvin Harrison's going to play. He's questionable. I don't know if Kyler Murray's going to play. But I just think the Packers are due to look good again. They looked so good at the beginning of the year. And I think they're
if
due
you're
to
if you're on the Packers, you probably hope that Kyler does play.
Yeah, he hasn't looked good, but Micah's starting to look like his true self again. I think the Packers win this by probably 10 points. So give me that minus 5.5. And my last pick, it opened up at -3 as we saw earlier. Line dropped to -1. Take whatever the spread is. Eagles versus the Vikings. I love the Eagles here. They're in another prove it situation. And it's gonna be kind of how much they throw the ball. Saquon hasn't looked that great this year, but in the games where they've aired it out, they've looked pretty dominant. So give me the Eagles spread, and please God help me do better than I did last week because that was absolutely atrocious. And I'm
We need
sorry
to
to all you that
develop a winner or loser thing for the end
a
of the
punishment.
season. Yeah,
Yeah.
which we will.
That's in the works.
Yeah. in the works.
Let's go to our fantasies. Talking about last week, our
You wanna go to
stars
my
in
fantasies?
our stars in our bums from last week.
All right, I'm gonna start with someone near and dear to me, George Pickens. I'll be right hand up. I didn't think he would be this good. He's been I don't
It's
think
helped that
he
CD's
is,
been
but
out.
yeah, but I didn't think he had this in him in general. So he's kind of proved me wrong. 9 catches, 168 yards, 1 touchdown, 31.8 points, and he's a wide receiver 4 in PPR leagues this year. Absolutely dominant. Scored in every game, I think, or at least he has 6 touchdowns. So just a dominant year.
He's at 2 and
then,
some, so I think that's fine.
Oh yeah. And then my bum is anybody and everybody in the Broncos-Jets game. If you had Breece Hall, Justin Fields, Watson, or Garrett Wilson, not Watson, Bo Nix, Dobbins, Sutton, it didn't matter.
Anyone.
Did any of those dudes, you put yourself at a major disadvantage. Ugly
lost.
football. And yeah, you probably lost because of one of those dudes. So I just figured I'm going to throw the entire teams up there. That was an awful game. They're all bumps this week.
Moving over to my guys. First off, Dallas Goedert. He had 26 fantasy points, 9 receptions, 110 yards, touchdown. And this is just mostly for the value. A tight end scoring 26 points is insane value. And I think
Usually leads you to a win.
Yeah, that speaks for itself. That gives you huge advantage. My bum, as much as it pains me to say it, is Quinshon Judkins. and I expected a huge game out of him this week. I'm gonna be honest. I've expected big games from him ever since he became the premier back. One thing that I think hurt him this week is just the fact that Dylan Gabriel looked horrible.
Yeah, he was awful, and they
It's-
threw it 50
So
times.
they just stacked the box and forced the Browns to throw. Quinchon didn't get that many touches as he did the previous week. That being said, this week expect big numbers out of him. He's back on he's back on high expectations. Take him to score a touchdown for sure. For sure.
I like that.
Final segment. Nicholas, our resident UFC expert. What do we have to look forward to this next week?
Well, it was another Charles win last week. Got to talk about that first. As I predicted, not that that's that surprising. He's like 18-0 in Brazil. So, I mean, it's hard to lose there for
So
him.
he's only good at his home advantage.
Well, I mean, he's 36-11, but whatever. Anyway, great win for him. I was happy to see it. It was an electric crowd, honestly.
Oh, it was.
Yes, it was. It was in Brazil, so I mean, he's from Brazil. So, but next week, well, I guess this week or no, next week.
This week.
I'm gonna go. No, it's next week. Oh, yeah, this week. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna go Day Ritter and Kevin Holland.
Can you tell us anything about those guys?
I like Kevin Holland by submission.
Okay.
And Day Ritter, I don't know too much about, but I know that he's better than Brendan Allen because I watched Brendan Allen lose last time I watched. So
Perfect.
that was my picks. Don't dive too much into those ones, honestly, because it's a fight night. So
Because they're not your favorite fighters, so that's the only reason you pick them.
What?
You only pick your favorite fighters. So like,
No, not. I don't like either of these guys.
no, but usually
That's
And-
why.
And they win. So
they've
I
won.
like good
They don't
fighters.
usually win.
Yeah, they do.
Not lifetime. You're down when I'm watching with you and you're watching your favorite fighters.
When,
By the way,
when
he's-
I'm with
he's-
you and
he's
you're
re-
watching, you've never won.
He's referring.
Yeah.
You're referring to one singular fight, by the way. You're referring to one.
So 100%.
So I'm not 100%. I missed
Yeah,
one, and that was the
0.
only time you guys have ever seen me.
What are your takes on that? Jacoby Brissett looked better running the offense than Kyler Murray.
Well, COD just came out, so that's expected.
It didn't come out. That's a lie. But
The beta's out.
It's not out.
Yeah, it is.
That's done. That's done. That's long gone. But
What
he did look
about,
good. He looked good. I think Kyler's just not. It's sad, but he's just not like built for the
Good.
offense that they want to run, and Jacoby is. So
So is he the,
He's not
is he the
good for
guy?
the
Kyler
NFL.
Kyler will be.
Is he the
great.
guy going forward? Is Jacoby Brissett the guy?
He's not for the future, but I mean, what
For the rest of the year?
Well, no.
What do you say about a potential trade at the deadline for Jameis?
No,
As a Marvin Harrison owner in fantasy, I would love that.
nope. I'll pass.
Marv
But
has
I
to
do
learn.
know
Marv
that-
has to learn how to land on his feet, not on his head. He's not
Land
supposed to
on-
do that.
Yeah, that was bad. I mean, at least he didn't do it during the warm-ups.
Who did that? The Colts guy.
Colts guy. Yeah.
Travarius Ward and Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
Well, Anthony Richardson just shot himself in the eye with a rubber band.
That would hurt so
he
bad.
was on the bench anyway.
That would
He
hurt so
didn't-
fucking bad.
He literally just didn't. He wanted to go without his pads for the game. He wanted to.
Honestly, I don't blame him. I'd do the same shit.
But
Yeah.
Kyler will always start when he gets back. It's already been said by the coaches. So
If he ever
Will he
comes
play
back.
this week? Can we get a statement?
I don't. They like closed off practice today from the media. So
That's always a good sign when you start closing things off.
I know, right?
That's always a good sign.
six weeks into the year.
Yeah, no. But yeah, so I don't know. I hope he does, but he'll look good in Vikings gear next year if he goes anywhere.
That would kill you.
That would. I hate
That would
Vikings.
legit kill you.
I know, but I mean, if he succeeds, then I'll be happy for him. I'll be getting a Vikings jersey of him. So if that happens,
This is treacherous
Yeah.
talk.
well,
I mean, that's a sports sin.
love my boy Kyler. Got to support him wherever he goes.
You'll be hung for your crimes. King Broski. Because
I mean, I would say though, if he goes anywhere, I would like him to go to just give me a team that just airs the ball out. Let him do his thing. That's what he does.
what if he's just not good?
Yeah.
No, he is.
Like, what if he's just-
Cardinals ruin players. Cardinals ruins supreme highlight players such as Kyler Murray, Hakeem Butler, and so on and so forth.
Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah, what about Larry? What about Budda Baker? What about
him.
Patrick Peterson?
Defense is different.
Budda Baker.
I got their Cardinals defense has my full respect. Anyways, hop off me.
Yeah, you hop off.
What about me calling Jackson Dart saying that he was going to have a sophomore slump, and you said he hasn't even played any games? He's going to have a sophomore slump. I know he's going to have a sophomore slump.
I like him.
I was talking about John.
Okay, well, I was gonna say I like him. I got no problem with Jackson Dart.
Him having a sophomore slump. That's good for you that he played this year, I think, so that you can get the sophomore slump out of the way. Because otherwise, you get a JJ McCarthy situation, and then you get in the back of your head: is it a sophomore slump or is he ass?
Yeah, well, is this so? JJ
McCarthy
McCarthy's going to have a sophomore slump that next year. This isn't even a sophomore slump. This is rookie year, JJ.
I don't think he has a sophomore slump next year because I don't know if he starts next year.
If he's on an NFL roster,
he'll be on the roster. He'll be on the roster as a hope to Vikings fans everywhere that he turns out. But I could see them wasting another draft pick this year.
That would be nuts. But I'm all the way here for that.
100%. Especially if Jefferson gets in their ear and starts complaining. He's like, "This guy's not throwing me the ball."
He sucks.
Because that was the problem, is he wasn't throwing Jettis as the ball as much as he wants, but
and that's about the easiest thing you could fix.
He starts getting in the GM's ear. Hey, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be asking for a trade, and that's when JJ finds himself a permanent spot on the pine.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong at all, and I need that, and I want that.
Yeah. That being said, that's all we have for today. Thank God for another week of college football. You only get so many in your lifetime. Park yourself on that couch, belly up to that bar, and get ready to watch a lot of good football on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, we're in the heat of it. These are the good times, so enjoy it while it lasts, and see you next week.
Peace.
Peace.